Strafe jumping. What is strafe jumping? Strafe jumping is the basic movement mechanic of Quake that allows us to accelerate by using the diagonal motion of our characters combined with some jumping and some mouse movement to make us way faster in this game. So you can see that I'm moving at a certain speed when I move with my champion, right? But if I start adding some motion to that and using my mouse, I can increase that speed beyond that cap of 320 in this case. So first thing is, let's make sure that once we set up our practice server, let us turn on some really important things to help you guys visualize your movement and visualize my movement. So you're going to press escape, go to settings, and we're going to turn on our speedometer by clicking on HUD. And then on the right side here, if you scroll just down a little bit, you'll see speedometer. I put it below my crosshair just so you guys can see it. You can also put it below your portrait or turn it off. You also want to enable your direction hints, which is 2 down from that for now. And that is going to allow you to see the buttons that you are pressing, or in this video, the buttons that you and I are pressing. It'll also show you exactly when I'm jumping. You can see that little indicator by my crosshair. So now you can see exactly how fast we're moving. You move at the maximum speed possible by holding down any direction. So whether I'm moving forward, left, back, or right, I'm moving at that speed. But you can see here, as soon as I push 2 buttons, you see how the speed just picks up just a little bit? If you move forward and actually spam left and right, you can see that you can move just a little bit faster. And that's why you see sometimes people will use Gauntlet and chase you down while spamming left and right a little bit. You can really see this come into play when you're moving up against a wall. You can see my speed goes way higher, right? If I'm forward and moving towards that wall. So we're going to combine that with some jumping. So the first rule of strafe jumping is never hold down jump, okay? Now we're going to break that rule later, but for right now, I want you to just get comfortable with jumping and then feeling exactly when your toes hit the ground. The air acceleration values are better when you are doing this than holding jump like this, okay? So you're going to see you're going to lose some speed there. If you're going to lose some speed, not there, but you'll lose some speed when you hold jump. And I'll show you maybe later exactly what's going on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hold forward and one direction. Just pick what a direction. In my case, we're just going to choose left, and I'm going to move my mouse slightly to the left while I'm doing that, okay? So I'll show you up here maybe a little bit better. And I'm moving my mouse slightly to the left while tapping jump. And you could try it to the right. And you can see now I'm starting to really pick up some speed, okay? Now over time, I can't just leave my mouse in one motion in one spot. I actually have to continue that motion through the jumps, because I have to, continue to follow that motion to make the most out of it. Now, as you get better, you're going to notice that I can't just strafe left forever, right? Because eventually, or strafe right forever, because eventually I'll hit the wall, right? So we have to learn how to alternate our strafe jumps. So the way that I like to do this is going up here in Blood Covenant, now that you know how to set up your practice server, right? And just going here and just practicing left strafes and right strafes and moving my mouse with it. So if I'm left, I'm moving. If I'm pushing the left button with my hand, I'm moving my mouse to the left. If I'm going right, I move to the right. And you could try 2 on each side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, obviously, you got to work with the terrain here. So it can be useful to practice in a different way, which I'm going to show you. Now, you're going to notice also, as I actually do this, that I whip my mouse around a little bit faster, or I move it a little bit more. There's more of a spread between the directions as I get faster, let's say. And that's because there's something called a dead zone, which I'm going to show you guys, all right? This is very important and not something that a lot of people talk about. So if you go to this website here, which I will put in the description, this is Strafe Jump Trainer 2019, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to go down to practice. You can also change your keybinds. You'll notice here that I actually use mouse 2 to jump, all right? You can use space, it doesn't matter, but I just use mouse 2 because it helps with rocket jumps and stuff like that. So I'm going to click on practice, okay? And I'm just going to click continue. Don't worry about all this stuff. You can experiment with it as much as you want. But now I'm going to show you guys when I'm strafing and I'm moving forward to the left, this website shows you exactly where that dead zone is. If I'm not in that green, you'll see I'm not accelerating, right, with my mouse. So I have to move and follow that dead zone. So let's show you a couple of strafes. I'm going to move in one direction. 1, 2. And I'm tapping jump every time. And then I'm going to move in the other direction so I don't hit the wall, okay? So you can see here, I'm gaining speed. And you can see the speed in the bottom right indicator there. Now, if you're just kind of starting to get used to this, you can hold jump in this, but the acceleration value that you're going to get is going to be less. So I really want you to get used to pressing jump at the bottom of your jump, so you can feel exactly what that rhythm is and get the most out of your movement. So just moving left and right on this website can be really, really helpful. Okay, get used to that dead zone, and remember, you can do this entirely backwards. All right, you can backwards strafe jump. I'm not the best at this. I'm not the best at any of this movement, but I do want to just mention that out there, and you can do it sideways too. All right, that is a thing that people can do. All right, so really cool, but focus on just moving forward and left, and just smoothly moving your mouse. And then once you're good with that, I want you to come back to your Quake. I'm just going to change the scene real quick and apply it here and get a feeling for what that dead zone is supposed to be. All right. Now let's talk about something called circle jumping, because you can start here, you know, on one end of the bridge and get down to the other side and increase your speed quite a bit, right? And that's great. But you can also start that motion just a little bit more quickly, and we're going to talk about how to do that. We're going to basically use half of a circle to allow us to increase our speed at the outset. So instead of starting in this room at, you know, 500, maybe we can increase it so that our first jump is closer to 500, and we're even faster by the time we get to that point. All right. So the way we do that is we're going to start on one side, and you're going to press forward and to the right, and then move your mouse in that direction and jump. Do it smoothly. Just get used to that motion at first. And maybe do it the other way, right? And you can see there that I can increase my speed a little bit more than what I would normally get. And we're going to use this to also learn how to turn. So first, just learn how to circle jump, and then just strafe down in a line. Or learn how to circle jump and just move around the map. All right, now we're going to talk about how to turn, because if you hit a hard 90-degree angle, that's going to be really difficult, right? So if I'm just strafe jumping, you can see here, that's not going to allow me to move down this area of the map, right? If I just hold left like this, I'm going to hit the wall. So what we're going to do is do a half-hearted stop, and we're going to do a little mini circle jump in the middle of our motion to get around that corner. You can see there that I'm just doing a little stop. Now you have to get used to how far you're going to jump, and that's why we want you to practice. But you can see if I do a little half-hearted circle jump, or half-hearted stop with a circle jump, I can make turns around the map. And that's the basic of what you want to do. Use circle jumps to work on your turns. Practice the strafe jumping, and then also practice your the strafe jump trainer that we showed you. All right. So I also want to show you something, the places where you can hold jump. Obviously you get less acceleration value when you're doing that, but you can hold jump by going upstairs, right? And this will allow you to, you can hold jump when you're going upstairs. And this allows you to maintain your momentum. So I can go up these stairs, for example, by the heavy. I can strafe jump all the way up and time my jumps, but it can be really hard sometimes. Let's try it. Yeah, and you may not be perfect with the strafes there, but it can be a lot easier to maybe just hold jump on the way up to these stairs. On the way up these stairs, right? And that'll give you a little bump. There is something in Quake that allows you with stairs and with little ledges to gain a little bit when you're coming up them by holding jump, right? By clipping the top of them. So you can take advantage of this on staircases like this and just hold jump while you're strafing, and you'll just continue to move up. And you can like mix your motion. mix your movements there. Okay. So I'm gonna link a couple things in the description. I'm gonna link our strafe jump trainer, right? Which is this guy, our strafe jump trainer. Which for some reason, oh yep, sometimes you have to hit escape. Oh, not the tutorial. If anybody can figure out the tutorial, let me know, by the way, because I can never get it to work.
Incoming protection.
And then you're gonna practice your strafes here, right? And then I'm also gonna link in the description this video by Gordon Mischief, who's showing all the different styles of strafe jumping, but he does them way better than I can, and he does them really, really fast. So you can see exactly kind of his mechanics and what's going on, what buttons he's pushing and everything like that. And then finally, I'm going to link in the description a video from Rafa, okay? I believe it's uploaded by Malinky, but this is also, I'm sure, around on YouTube. And he's going to talk about all the different things from the beginning. And this is every type of movement, not just strafe jumping, but also he's going to talk about your air control and everything like that. And he's a world champ, and he does a better job explaining it than anybody, including myself. So I want you to see that too. I'll link all of these in the description below. But practice your strafe jumps, and we'll talk about some more movement in other videos. But let me know exactly what you guys want to learn in the description, or sorry, in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.